Well, hi class. I'm back again. I know that you guys are a little worried about your papers and so forth, so let's get started. There's three different lectures I want to give today. The first one I want to talk about is going to be the divided line that we've already seen. So let me just draw the line quickly. You have a copy of it already that I put on the blackboard. So here it is. We have the divided line. We have the two major components. Over here is the imaginary. Remember, this is the part where these are images. This is the part where this is what he calls belief. This is the visible, and this is the intelligible. The top here are the forms. These are the higher forms. And this way to get to understand the forms is a process called dialectic. And here we have understanding, a number of different things, but basically these are mathematical forms. Now, one of the most important things about Plato to recognize is that Plato thinks that the only way to truly understand the world is to understand the world through the forms up here at the very top. The problem with art, and this is what your paper is going to be on, is that art is the least clear understanding of reality. Art is simply down here at the bottom. These are images, and here we put shadows from the cave. Shadows, backwards I know. And here are the things that you see in your life. So shadows are copies of things. Things are copies of mathematical and geometrical entities. I know that may not make sense, but the way to understand an actual object, says Plato, is to understand it through mathematics and geometry. So that's a clear understanding of what you're seeing. And the forms, the higher forms, these are the true truths. These are eternal and perfect and never change. The person who understands the world through the forms is the person who really understands the world. This is what philosopher kings and queens pay attention to. This level is what the military, this is the strategists, these are the guardians. But this is you and me, team. We are the ones who do the work. So we're the laborers. We're going to spend our time worrying about things, and we are interested in shadows as well. So these are the pictures of things. Right here is the realm of pornography and art. And Plato would see pornography similar to art in that it's really an imitation of a real thing, and that you don't want people to be too involved in mere imitations. So what we're going to find out is that Plato says in order to make sure that the state is running well, all people should be understanding the forms to the best of their ability. To the degree that the state encourages us to understand mere imitations. Imagine living your life in front of TV and thinking TV is reality. Imagine you spend your whole time looking at the internet, ha ha ha, and thinking that that internet is reality. That would be an example of the least well understood world. This is the worst possible understanding that you can have. So when you look at that divided line, you're also going to see that this divided line overlaps onto something called the three-part soul. And that's what I'm going to talk about in the next short section here, the three-part soul. But that three-part soul, this divided line, and then finally the idea of censorship and the way the government itself works are all going to work together. The best form of government we're going to see in the last of these three is the aristocracy. That's not what we think, because in the aristocracy, the philosopher rulers are the people who understand the form. The worst form of government, as we've seen, is a democracy, where everybody is driven by merely their bodily lust and their appetites. So that's the idea again. These three parts of the divided line, these 4 parts of the divided line are essential to understanding everything else that follows. All right, take a little break and we'll be back in just a second.